Apologies for that. Now, the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission, EACC, now says it will continue to probe alleged fraud in the 11.2 trillion shillings debt that continues to accumulate by day. Speaking in Nakuru County during a consultative forum between the EACC and the National Assembly Justice Legal and Affairs Committee, the EACC chairperson, Dr. David Oginde, says the commission has been on the case investigating possible corruption. Both the Auditor General and the Control of Budget have raised a red flag on the debt. The statement from EACC comes a day after KTN News lifted a lead on the country's ballooning public debt. Our political affairs, Emmanuel To, with that story.
The only problem we have in Kenya is madeni. That's the only problem.
We are talking about almost above 10 trillion, about 11 trillion.
Hours after KTN News aired an explosive special report on the country's ballooning debt stock that has now crossed the 11 trillion shilling mark, the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission now says it has been conducting investigations into alleged fraud and corruption dealings in the country's borrowing over the past few years.
Actually, we have been investigating all kinds of allegations of corruption within government. Part of the debt that was taken by government over the years or in any other way.
EACC must be investigating, and this is one question we have posed to them. Are they currently investigating how public funds may have been used from public debt? And if so, what are the results and what action is going to be taken?
Speaking in Naivasha, Nakuru County, during a meeting that brought together the National Assembly, Justice and Legal Affairs Committee, JLAC, the top leadership of the EACC and the Directorate of Public Prosecutions, the chair of the anti-graft body laid down ways it will address the corruption menace.
We'll pursue any corrupt deals wherever they are found, whether they are related to the debt or not.
So that is a matter pending. We may not be able to comment on it now, but it's on the radar. We are watching.
The Control of Budget, Margaret Nyakango, and the Auditor General, Nancy Gathungu, have faulted the government's borrowing, painting a picture of possible fraud, corruption, and plan of public resources.
And that is what has hidden my head for the last 1 year. Because if you are collecting, if for every 10 shillings you collect, 7 shillings unaenda kulipa madeni, there is a problem, isn't it?
You just find a name of why we borrowed. You cannot trace it to anything.
That can we use the funds for debt, especially external debt, for specific projects so that you are able to follow the money?
The consultative forum taking place in Naivasha comes 2 weeks after Chief Justice Martha Koome met President Ruto to find a solution to the graft problem, with the three arms tasked with coming up with recommendations within 30 days.
There's no single organ in this country that can fight corruption. We need the political support, and of which I think you can see it's very vibrant from the political angle. If you look at the judiciary is also quite willing to look at this problem. So we are looking at it in a sort of, not just because there was a talk or a discussion between the judiciary and the president, but as part of the continuous effort.
Currently, the government spends 7 out of 10 shillings it collects on debt repayment. Even so, the Kenya government administration has borrowed a whopping 2.4 trillion shillings within 15 months of being in office. The debate about the ballooning public debt that has already crossed the 11.1 trillion mark is going to generate a lot of discussion across the country, but the buck stops with Parliament and other government investigating agencies to arrest the situation that continues to weigh down on Kenyans. Emmanuel To, KTN News, Naivasha, Nakuru County.
Elsewhere, President William Ruto is yet again expected to travel out of the country on